Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Steffi, and in today's video we are going to be talking about all the things that I am planning on pretty much letting go of and resetting and organising my life for 2022. Now I have some bad habits. I'm sure quite a few people do as well, and I really just don't want my daily and even weekly habits to be bad anymore. I don't want them to be negative, anything like that. So my plan for 2022 is to kind of do this as a New Year's resolution, but not really a New Year's resolution. I'm looking at it more as, say, like a resetting and organising my life, because I feel like that just sounds so much nicer. I feel like with New Year's resolutions, there's so much pressure to stick with them. Habits can take, I think it's around 60 or even 90 days to actually stick with. So it is very, very easy to kind of cling on to the bad ones if you're doing it every day, and really hard to kind of get out of that habit and kind of create a new one. And I myself am very, very guilty of this. I was able to have 3 weeks off of work over the Christmas time, and me getting up early, me, you know, getting enough sleep, etc. has just gone completely out the window. So I don't have a particular order with my habits that I want to reset with and organise and actually get on into it as such. So I'm just going to kick it off, and the first one is actually start up my running again. Now last year in around, I think it was around January time actually, I started up Couch to 5k. Now if you're not from the UK and you don't know what that is, it is an app to help you start running. So initially the whole idea is from couch to 5k. So, you know, if you don't run, if you can't run, which I literally couldn't run for like over a minute without feeling out of breath and everything, until you get up to be able to run 5Ks. And I actually completed it, I think it was maybe like May time or before April May time this year, and it was amazing. I was running 5Ks under like 35 minutes, which was really good. I felt amazing, especially for my mental health and just my head. And whenever I felt stressed with my head wise, I knew I needed to go for a run, and then I went for a run along my local beach, and I just felt amazing. I felt so good. I was burning more energy as well, which made me want to eat more. I really struggle. I don't have an eating disorder or anything like that, but I really do struggle with my portion sizing and actually eating. Sometimes I don't even eat more than one meal a day. It's just very strange. But when I was exercising more, I was more hungrier because of the energy I was burning off. I was drinking more water. So I want to stick to running because it not only physically and, you know, like for the energy wise and exercising wise, but also for the mentality side as well, that it was just so good for my head, so good for my insides, everything like that. And I loved it. Like, I hated cross country when I was in school, but now I absolutely love running, you know, and I need to get back into it because I felt so good about it. So sticking with the exercising one, I actually want to stick to yoga. Now I'd say I'm a beginner because I don't really know that much as such. I've done so many classes at home, and I've actually gone to physical classes as well, but I wouldn't sit there and say I know what I'm doing. Every time I do yoga, again, not just for the physical exercising side, but also the spirituality side and the mentality side as well, it just helps so much. I feel like I can just connect. I feel a lot better in myself, and I don't know, I feel like running and yoga is just like two of the main things that really have helped me, and I want to get back into it. I want to do yoga every day. I want to do running every day. You know, obviously I'll start off running again, but they kind of combine together. So I want to do more cardio that way, but it's fun at the end of the day. I'm not just looking at it because it's exercise, having fun and going out more. I spend way too much time just sit here scrolling on my phone, and it's just not good for me at all. There is such a big pressure in the world of, especially people at my kind of age, but any age between, I'd even say 18 to like 25 or even near on 30, that you have to be driving, you know, as soon as you're legal to, you know, you have to be married and engaged to your partner, you have to have kids, you have to be moved out, etc. And if I'm honest, it's just not realistic. Every person is completely different. There's people that I know from my school year and everything that have they've done it so much different. You know, they've either had kids first and then they've got the house and then marriage and stuff like that, or, you know, there isn't marriage, or they don't drive, and it's just, there's just so much pressure. And it's always been like a trigger to me. I've always had people around me, not that they've realised or done it purposely or, you know, anything like that, but it can come across very toxic and very negative at the end of the day. I feel like I have so much pressure and it's just not necessary. You know, like me and my partner, for example, we've been together for 8 years. I don't have a ring on my finger. We don't have a house together. We don't have kids. You know, we both drive, which I suppose is one thing that we both do, but there's no rush at the end of the day. We are still young, you know. I am turning 26 this year. That was just like a realization. And to me, it is what it is, you know. I'm not in a rush. Me and my partner have spoken about these things, and that is our personal life. You know, we don't have to project it to everyone in the world, but when the time comes and when the time is right for us, then that is what we're gonna do, and that is when we're gonna do it. But at the end of the day, we don't need, you know, the reassurance or, you know, permission, so to speak, from others with things that we want to do, if that makes sense. And that's the one thing that I really need to stick to this year, is really kind of not really like listen to other people's opinions, because it's always been an anxiety trigger for me as such, and a self-confidence thing, is that I care way too much about people's opinions of me. At the end of the day, why do I? You know, it's only bringing in negativity to me, and it's not what I need or want in my life, to be honest. I talk very negatively to myself, and that has got to stop, because I am a firm believer of law of attraction. And if you don't know what the law of attraction is, I highly recommend researching it, because it is so fascinating. And I really believe in the positive kind of outlook and kind of voice out into the world as such as well. I just think it's so fascinating, and I am such a big problem to myself, if that makes sense, because even when I've had therapy previously, I have always been like, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or no, it's never gonna happen. And you're literally just projecting the negativity out into the world, and all you're gonna attract initially is what you don't want to happen. So for example, instead of being like, I can't pay off my debts because, you know, I don't earn enough, or, you know, I spend my money on something else, change it around to be like, I am paying off my debts every month, little by little. I am budgeting better, and things like that really kind of changes your whole mindset, which is so fascinating. And it's something I'm really learning to do with myself, because it's definitely hard. Again, speaking of the habits, you know, if you're so stuck in talking negatively to yourself or even to others, it can be very hard to get out of it, and I completely understand. But for me, I know it's in there, I just need to practice it. So even with like meditation and writing things down in like a gratitude journal, or even a notebook if you don't have a gratitude journal, it really does help. You know, just writing in the present tense rather than the past or the future, like I'm going to, or I am currently, or I am doing this now, really helps. Going on from this, I really have always struggled with money. Now this is very personal, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to kind of address this because I know I'm not the only one out there, and if I can help just by sharing my experience and my, you know, situation, then that is enough for me, and I'm very grateful for that. So my money mindset really needs to change this year. I have had a couple of things that have started to. I've been able to budget a lot better. I have been more in control of my finances. It's not that I never was, and it's not that someone else was, it's just, to me, I feel like I've always had this other person on my shoulder, and they have always, you know, been that negative thought at the end of the day, and that negative voice, and been like, you know, you're never going to pay off your credit card debt, you know, you're always going to be in debt, you shouldn't be going on holiday next year because you've got debts to pay off. And it's just, I don't need to tell myself that at the end of the day. So again, it is kind of clinging in with the law of attraction, but I really do need to be more positive in everything. I don't need what I have. I'm very grateful for what I receive or what I purchase, but in reality, am I just getting it because it's the new trend, or am I just getting it because, you know, I feel like I need more clothes, when in reality I've got clothes in my wardrobe that have probably only been worn once in the year. And that's not the kind of lifestyle I want to live in the future, you know. So excessive spending really isn't something that I want to take into 2022. Myself and my partner have got 3 holidays booked for next year. We are going to see the theatre a couple of months. We have also got a concert that we are going to go to as well. So having these kind of life experience treats, so to speak, is something I'd prefer a lot more to than, say, like a shopping haul. And the only purchases I will be buying is if my skincare runs out, and if makeup products that I use every day runs out as well. And even, so to speak, I'm going through all my old makeup that I just sat there that I'm just not using, and I'm going to be using them up because it's just a waste otherwise. Along the lines of eating and cooking, I know I did touch base on it earlier a little bit, but for 2022, I really want to get into the habit of being able to cook, because eventually me and my partner will be moving out at some point, whether it's this year, whether it's 2023, I have no idea. But initially, you know, one of us is going to need to cook and I feel like I would like to kind of take that role on as such. So I would really like to learn to cook more. I watch all these fun videos on YouTube and I just find that they are so fun to watch. They're so satisfying and aesthetically pleasing, and if I can do that in future videos, then that is what I want to do. You know, I really want to create my own kind of what I eat in a day videos or things like that. I really enjoy meditating and journaling. I know they're kind of 2 separate things, but they are very connected to me as well, which I find. And at first, meditating I found was so kind of, I was very fidgety and very, what's the word? Not uncomfortable, but very kind of, oh, I don't know if this is for me as such. And it took me a good few times. And if I'm honest, I haven't meditated for a very long time, but when I do it, I feel absolutely amazing, and that is something I want to do every day of my life, whether it's 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes before bed. It doesn't have to be an hour, it doesn't have to be 5 minutes, it could be 10, it could be less, anything like that. And I just really want to get back into that habit of it. At the end of the day, I want to, you know, speak out what I'm grateful for. And of course I will start off with guided meditation because I have no idea what I'm doing. I feel like in a way I kind of need a guide or reassurance or someone to hold my hand to begin with, so I know what I'm doing. No matter what situation I'm in, I always need someone to just help me, just lead me. And then as soon as I know what I'm doing, then I can just do it straight away, and I can really cling on to it and really kind of stick to it, which is great. So like I said earlier with the scrolling, I really need to get out of the habit of scrolling on my phone every night. I have got so many books in my room, and I always ask for new books for Christmas and birthday, and I read, say, like 2 chapters and then I just put it down and don't go back to it. You know, even the Harry Potter books, I will happily sit there and reread them because I love them so much. As long as I am reading, I feel like I'm just gonna feel so much better in myself. I would say it's hard because I do like talking to my partner every night before I go to sleep, but I need to get into that habit where it's like, okay, I'm gonna say goodnight to you, I'm gonna read and not go on my phone like 45 minutes before I try to sleep, because I just know mentally that is going to help. However, when I do start reading, it makes me so sleepy. So I think this is another reason why I just put books down, because whenever I try to read, it just makes me dopey. It just makes me so sleepy, and I struggle. So any tips, do let me know. So I would be really interested to see and hear what habits you are wanting to let go of or reset or reorganize in your life, or even if you're looking for new habits to start, I'd be very interested in what you watching are thinking or going to do as well. So please let me know in the comments below. I'd be very intrigued because I love sharing bits and pieces, and it could be something that I didn't know how to word or didn't even think of, and then, you know, we can all kind of come together, which is great. So do let me know down below. But that is the end of today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you are interested in more self-love and self-care and self-development and everything else kind of videos, then please do subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell, and then that way you'll be notified when I next upload. And I'll see you guys in a brand new video soon. Bye.